So now that we've got our Google account set up, we can start using the tools that are available from Google. So I was using Microsoft Edge browser to set up the Google account. The problem with that is that you don't get direct access to your Google account by default. So it's a bit of a faff because you have to type in addresses and things. The best thing to do is to download and install Google Chrome. I'll show you how to do that in another video, but I've already got it installed on this computer, so I'm just going to show you what you'll see when you open Google Chrome. So you can see Google Chrome is ready set up for you to start logging in and using your Google accounts. Now this one's not logged in yet, so if I click on the Gmail icon, you'll see it says get more done with Gmail. You get the option to create an account. We've already done that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign in. So at the top right hand corner, click on the sign in, and then you'll see this familiar sign in box. So I'm going to type in the email address that we created and then a password. And if you recall, we set up two-step verification, so it's going to send me a 6-digit verification code to my my phone, which might take a few minutes to come through. There it comes. So let me just type that in. Click next. You might have noticed that the box "Don't ask again" on this computer was ticked, so that should be okay now. It should never ask me for that again on this particular computer. And it's loading my Gmail account, and that's my brand new shiny Google Gmail inbox. Already had a few messages in there, and it's going to try and take me on a little tour. If I want to, I can go through that tour, but I'm going to click OK and just skip that for the time being. So you can see I've already had a few emails from Google, some security alerts telling me that I've turned on two-step verification. A recovery email was changed. It was asking me to finish setting up my new Google account. So everything's ready to go in there, and I can start using that email address straight away. But what I wanted to show you was, if you point to the grid of dots at the top right hand corner here, you'll see it says Google Apps. So if you click on Google Apps, you'll see there's a whole load of stuff that comes free with Google. You'll notice that YouTube is one of those things. So with a Google account, you get a free YouTube account. You get access to Google Maps, so you can save all of your journeys and things, save directions to different places. You've got a contacts app, so anybody that you send emails to, or anybody that you want to add to a contacts list that you can use with your Google phone or your Android device, will go into that area. But the interesting thing is the Google Drive. So if you click on the Drive icon here, this is your cloud storage. And as I said before, you get 15 gigabytes, and it says there, look, 0 bytes of 15 gigabytes used. So you get 15 gigabytes of storage to store all of your files, which is really useful. Okay. You'll notice also that it says something about Google Docs, Sheets, Slides and more. So Google provides its own version of like Office programs. Docs is their version of Microsoft Word. Sheets is their version of Excel. Slides is their version of PowerPoint, and you also get a number of other things that come as part of Google Drive. And basically, anything that you create using these apps are saved in the cloud, and you never have to worry about losing them. So I'm going to start using my Drive. So absolutely empty at the moment. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a new folder. So click on New and go to Folder, and we give it a name. So I'm going to call this Test, and click Create. Okay, and there's my shiny new folder. So if I double click that, just like within Windows, if you double click it, it opens the folder, and there are no files in here at all. And what we can do if we open an Explorer window, so I'm just going to open a Windows Explorer window, we could actually, if we want to, drag and drop some documents into there. So I've not got anything in my documents folder because this is a virtual machine that I'm using for demo purposes, but if I did, I could literally just drag and drop from that window anywhere onto the white space in here and drop the file in. What I'm going to do is create a new Google Docs file. So click on Google Docs, and I want to create a blank document. You'll notice it opens another window, and it will take a while because it's doing it from the internet. Pops up a couple of messages. I'm just going to click got it on that and dismiss on that one because I don't really want to know about those things at the moment. And then you can literally start typing into this Google document. Okay. Anything that you type in will be automatically saved, so you can see at the top of the screen here, now and again it says saving, and then it says save to drive. So anything that you type is automatically saved, so you never have to worry about saving it. Okay. So once I'm happy with the document, I can then share it with people. This is the really good thing about Google Drive. You can share documents, you can share files, you can share folders with anybody who's got an email address. It doesn't have to be somebody who's got a Google account. So if you click on share, you'll see it says at the moment private only to me. That's because I haven't shared it with anybody. So click on share, give it a name, so I'm going to call it test file. It'll try and name the file based on what's in it, but it's always best to give it your own name, and then click save. And then it pops up a window that asks you who you want to share it with. So you can type anybody's email into here, so I'm going to type my business email. Oops. Just get rid of that by clicking got it. So once you've typed in the email address that you want, if you press return, it adds it to the list, and you'll see that that person I'm inviting is now an editor. So that means they can make changes in this document, so I can share this document with them, they can make changes, so we can collaborate. If I just want them to be able to view it, if I click that drop down menu and I click viewer, all they can do now is view that file. And then the other option is a commenter, so I might want them to add comments to the document. It might be that I want them to proofread something for me, and I want them to add comments but not be able to change it. So I'm going to leave it on editor. You can type in a little message. Hi, I'm sharing this with you. And then we literally click send. You are sending an invitation to add. Since there is no Google account associated with this email address, anyone holding this invitation will have access without signing in. So that's a note of caution. Okay. Really what we want to do is only share documents with people who've got Google addresses or Google accounts, because then that's restricted to just those people that I've named in the email list. As it is, somebody could find out this link, the link to this document, and start editing it, making changes to it. It's very unlikely, but it's something to be aware of. So I'm going to click share anyway, and that document is now shared with that email address. So that person will get an email saying Dave Lancaster has invited you to share this document, and they literally click on the link in the email and they'll have access to this document. If I click on share again, it'll show me who I've shared it with, and I can change the permissions on there. So I can change it from editor to viewer, and then click save, and that person who I've just invited to share the document can now only view it. If I do that again, if I click on share again, I can actually just get the link to the file. So I can copy the link by clicking copy there, and it'll copy it to my clipboard, and then I can paste that into an email and send it out to whoever I want to. So there's a number of options there for sharing documents with people. I'm going to click done there, and then if I close that window, you should see in my drive that's been open all along, there's the test file in my test folder. This bit at the top is called a breadcrumb trail, so you can see that I'm actually in the test folder of my drive at the moment. So I could create another folder within this folder, so I create a new folder by going new and folder, and then call it test2. Okay, so there's the new folder. As you would expect, there's nothing in there, and there's the breadcrumb trail that takes me back to my drive eventually. So I'm in test2, which is in test, which is in my drive. So if I click on my drive, all you can see in there is the test folder, because the test2 folder is within that. There's the test2 folder. Okay, so what I might want to do is move files around within my Google Drive. So what I can do is right click on the file and then click move to, and you'll notice that test2 is currently highlighted because that's where I am at the moment, and it knows that test2 is a subfolder of test. So if I want to go up a layer, click on the back button, and then I can choose test as the folder that I want to move to, or I can choose test2 as the folder I want to move to. So I'm going to choose test2, so you'll notice this file disappear. Click on move, it's disappeared from test, and it's now in test2. If I want to move it back again, right click and move to, and then choose test. So let me go all the way back up to my drive. So there's my drive, there's my test folder. So I could double click on test and move it here, or I can just click on the arrow to go back to my drive. In fact, if I go all the way back, I'll go right up back to the top level, and I'll show you how to use computers in a little while. So I'm going to go back into my drive and click move here. So now test2 is empty. Test has only got the test2 folder in it, but my drive has got the test folder and the test file in it because I've moved the file into there. Okay, so that's kind of it for the basics of using Google Drive. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to use Drive for Desktop. If you look down to at the bottom left hand corner here, you'll see Get Drive for Desktop, which is a way of organising your files from your computer without having to be logged on to Google Drive. A really useful feature. Okay, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching.